time, guys. I got my tax return too, babe. And I'm off to go to the local Red Cross bookstore. Oh, sale. Getting the tote bag ready. Let's go do this. Yeah. Be with your people. So we were in there so long, it got dark. I have like a whole bag and Titus has an entire bag. I couldn't stop myself. Like, genuinely, guys, the sales were so good. And then I thought I had everything. And then there was like another whole entire haul full of more recent new releases filled with young adults. And let's just say I spent like $107 and the books are only like $3 each. Alright guys, so I'm back and I've got not one, but two. Oh my god, this is a workout. Two big books. Two big bags of books. I'm so excited I can't even speak. I'm apologising like straight away for this like top lighting situation. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It's getting dark real early and I cannot wait to hold these for you guys. I don't have a number, but at the end of this, I'll count them up and pop one on screen. This is how much, like, I just went wild, guys. So let's just straight get into it. I'm not going to go into blurbs or anything because we will be here forever, but let's do this. All right, team, where do I even start? Let's start with good old Mr. Foursquare, dude. I need to give Titus a lot of credit. He was going around with me and he was often scanning things before like I got to them, and he found just I need to show you them all together. He found this beautiful collection of Agatha Christie books. Look, just I could cry. Look at them. Just I have read Murder on the Orient Express and actually thought it was alright. So I can't say I've read many of Agatha Christie's books, but I cannot pass this up. Like, look at the shine. They're gonna look so good, and I will read them. Oh, also, look. I don't know why it's only the top, but I mean, that's all you can see, I guess, on the bookshelf. So that is a super exciting find. Then then I'm trying to keep these kind of in little subgenres. We have a few Stephen Kings to add to the collection. You know I love my old Kings, even though I've not necessarily read many of the ones I own. I think the Kings I've read I don't actually own, but let's start with the classic. We found The Shining. Now at first I was a little bit about this, but I do just love the cover, the blue and the red, the old schooliness, and also when I've looked on Trade Me for The Shining, they're always really expensive, and so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. So I added The Shining to my Stephen King collection. I then added The Night Shift. I picked this one up specifically because it was shorter, and so I'm trying to, you know, read more and more Kings, but sometimes the big ones are really daunting. So I grabbed this all one. And then the last Stephen King I got, bit chunkier, but this is The Skeleton Crew, and just look at this cover, guys. Cracked, floppy, just how I love them. And this is a collection of stories. How many are in here? Oh, right, it's not even numbered, but like that's how many short stories are in this. So again, one that I thought, you know what, I could probably do like a story a week and slowly make my way through this quite comfortably. So that's my those are the 3 kings I picked up. Oh, apologies if it feels like I'm rushing. I'm just so excited. Oh, look at this, guys. This is June by Frank Herbert. Now, I really want this edition, and I still will probably pick it up if I enjoy reading this one. But just look at how old school it is. I just can't believe we found it again. I say we. This is a Titus find. I possibly wouldn't have picked it. My eye probably wouldn't have picked it out because in my mind I have the more modern covers in my mind. And so when this was poking out, like, because we only saw the spines, I probably wouldn't have picked this one up. But I'm so excited to finally get around to reading it. Then I'm trying to think what should come next. Now this one I bought for the title. And I'm probably never going to read it. But you and I, if you remember what my partner's name is, we're just gonna leave it up there as a little memento to this moment. And the fact that the title just I can't stop giggling. I literally bought this for the meme. I bought that book for the meme. Okay. Alright, this one, talking about covers, I don't like the cover. I hate the cover. But this is Jo Nesbø's The Snowman. The spine is a lot better, so I'm happy that's what I'll be looking at the majority of the time. And the reason I picked this one up is because of Noelle Gallagher. So in one of her recent wrap-ups, I think, she mentioned how much she loved The Snowman. And whenever I've picked up a book recommended by her, I have enjoyed it. I realise that this is the film edition, which makes it so disgusting, but it also sounds absolutely fascinating. It's just a good old serial killer set in the snow kind of vibe. And I also saw Jo Nesbø everywhere in this bookshop, like book sale, massive haul with rows of books. Honestly, it's heaven. I'm probably going to go back. I found 3 more books, but Jo Nesbø has heaps of books, so either he's bad at writing and keeps trying, or he's good enough that he keeps making books. Then I found this is The Penguin Complete Rivals of Sherlock Holmes, and when I was looking in it, I was trying to figure out what complete rivals meant. I was like, do you mean it's a story about his rivals? I didn't really know, and then when I was looking at it, from my understanding, it's detective stories written by people that aren't Arthur Conan Doyle. That took me a while. That aren't Arthur Conan Doyle, but other like famous, well-known ones. So you can kind of see that list there, and also it just matches. I need to make room. But it matches my Edgar Allan Poe collection. Can you see that? Can you see them there together? It just matches them perfectly. And again, a collection of stories, so I can possibly read one every couple of weeks whenever I get round to it. I then picked up Irvine Welsh's Filth. Honestly, what sold me on this was the cover and how good a nick it is in. I still haven't read Trainspotting, Porno, or what is it? Skag Boys? Skag Boys. Like, those are still on my shelves. But like I said, when I picked up Porno and Skag Boys and Trainspotting, apparently he's a really good writer, and so I was just like, it was like $3. If I don't like it, then I can just on-sell it or donate it. And then the last one from that bag is The Woman in the Window. I just had to have a copy of it when I saw it there. You probably heard of it. I still haven't gotten around to it. And it's in decent condition. It was $30 and I got it for $3. A steal. Alright, that's that bag empty. We can move on to the next bag, which has just as many books in it, to be honest. I'm trying to keep this concise so you're not here for eons, but this bag is more of the young adult books I found. I say that though, but and I'm showing you this. So I picked up the Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code duology. Oh, a wee while ago in the last, a couple of hauls ago. And I really love the Da Vinci Code. And then I saw this, again, $3 for this hardcover in Great Nick, but it's an illustrated edition. And I just thought it would be so cool to be reading about historical things, which isn't my area of expertise, and see the pictures that go along with them. I just thought that would be such a cool idea and make it so fun. So I couldn't resist this one, if I'm being completely honest with you. We then found Ender's Game, a book I have been wanting to read ever since I learned it was like the Mac Daddy of sci-fi video game books. Unfortunately, they didn't have like the classic cover, which I'll pop here. I love this cover. For the same reason I love the old Stephen King covers. I just think they are iconic and beautiful and actually show what's happening in the book, which is a topic for a different day. But found this cover. It looks like it's bent because of the shading, but it's not. It's in good condition. And honestly, all it says on the back, which hooks me in, is a battle school latest recruit, an alien force headed for Earth, and Ender could be our only hope. He has to survive a military training program in the galaxy. And it just sounds fascinating. And honestly, like a classic that, at least in my mind, I want to read to get a better understanding of where, you know, the sci-fi and fantasy genre really stemmed from. These two I need to keep together. And yes, I'm very aware that it's book 1 and book 3, but they just match beautifully, and I figured, heck, if I can find book 2 on Trade Me, I'll pick it up. But these are the Rick Riordan Lost Hero book 1 and book 3 of the series Heroes of Olympus. Yes. Now, I read the original Percy Jackson books, I want to say 2 years ago. I read them as an adult, and I've been having trouble with middle grade young adult books where the writing style is just too young for me. But I never had that issue with Rick Riordan, and now these are more like young adult books. So I'm just really excited to get back into the world eventually. Like I say, I will need to find book 2, but book 1's the starting place. I then picked up The Sisterhood of Traveling Pants. This is a book that all my colleagues who are kind of like, I say this lovingly, almost a generation above me, like 5 to 10 years older than me, they seem to have all read this, and this was like their book that was their first scandalous love story. And I've got FOMO. I want to know what it's all about. So I picked it up. On the back it says something about like literally pants. You must never wash the pants. You must never double cuff the pants. I always cuff my jeans. It just sounds like a real classic I want to sink my teeth into one day. Then I found this. Now, the thing is, it does have like the library cover. If any of you guys, like, I'm pretty sure I can just cut it off. Managed to cut it off, team. And it'll be okay. And then I can just get to the normal, I say normal, like the paper underneath, but I also don't want to ruin it. But anyway, Forest of 1,000 Lanterns. I actually thought this was book 2, but I Goodreadsed it when I was in there, and it said it was book 1, so okay. And I think the whole reason I put this on my Goodreads list to begin with is because it was an Oriental Asian main character with tropes that sound kind of up my alley. I think there's, yeah, like that, a lover spurned, magic exploited, one question, one choice kind of tropes. And it interests me, and like I say, these ones, if they had a sticker on it, they were a bit more because they're just in better condition. This one was $4. I've just realised what a mess my hair is in. I'm just too eager to share with you all the books I got. I've still got like 7 more. Naomi Novik's Uprooted. Now, I picked this up kind of as in Bookstagram made me buy it in terms of her author. I think I've read one of her books. If I have, I'll pop it up here, the book I read, along with my star rating. but lots of people seem to love her. And so I was just really willing to give it a shot, especially considering the beautiful cover art. Also on the back it said familiar as a grim fairy tale. Now, I'm not a fan of fairy tales, but Grimm's fairy tales, like dark fairy tales, are something that intrigues me. So I picked it up. It's here in my house. I then have The Power, which again is not Bookstagram, but this is a booktube made me buy it. I've just seen it around and around, and I mean, Margaret Atwood's name is on there. That's all I know. I just went crazy. That's all I know. This is all I know. I saw the cover, I put it in my bag. That's all I have to say about it. Baby Teeth. When I went to the counter, one of the girls who was helping was like, "Oh, Baby Teeth. I have things to say about that." And my response was, yeah, everyone has something to say about it except for me. So I'm picking it up because I want to know what happens. Aside from the fact that it's just got this lollipop, a weird, intriguing title. It says Gone Girl meets something, but I love Gone Girl. I just am really intrigued. And it's funny, actually. I tried to buy this on Trade Me, but I'd never won the auction. I was like, dang it. But then look, it was meant to be. Okay, how many more? A few more. This one, this is another Bookstagram made me buy it. This is the binding, and it just has this beautiful cover on it. It's about grief, pain, hiding a secret forever. And it looks like it comes from a male's perspective. Can you tell? I didn't read any blurbs. I just went with, oh, that looks familiar. Oh, that looks interesting. Oh, that looks aesthetic. I'll buy that. This falls under all of those categories. The binding. Oh, Bethany, you have a problem. All right. This one I was umming and ahhing about, but it was only $3, so I decided, screw it. This is Will Grayson, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. Now, let me grab a book. I'm not the biggest John Green fan. His books are fine, but they're normally only like a 3 to 4 star book read for me. I don't think I've given any of them 5 stars. The only one I have on my shelf is Turtles All the Way Down, and that's possibly my favourite one, hence why it's on my shelf. So I was like, I'm not going to grab this. But then I saw also the David Levithan, which is the author of this book. And I haven't read this book, but I just was like, this one seems to be popular. Maybe John Green writing with this guy will be good, or this guy is just as average as John Green, and both these books are just going to be average. Anyway, Will Grayson, I bought it. Then we got down to our last 3 books. I bought this beautiful edition of Little Women. I was in one section of the shop and I was like, I saw an edition, not this edition, but a Little Woman edition. And I was like, ooh, I really want to buy and read that book, because then I can watch the film, because I've got FOMO. Everyone seems to have watched the Emma Watson Little Woman, but I didn't like the cover. It was something like this. I'll find it on Google. And I didn't buy it because of that vague, cliched, not exciting cover. But then, look at it. Oh, it does have a wee, like, do you see this? It's kind of almost like a coffee stain. But I'll just see if I can rub that off with some nail polish remover. And if not, it's not that obvious. It doesn't bother me. It's a lived-in book. Then we picked, Titus was there with me, picked up Inkheart. Now this is a book I read at high school, and it's one of those books which I think really influenced me getting back into the love of reading when I was a teenager. I've gone through dips and phases throughout my life, and this book is a book about the power of reading a novel and the story literally coming alive. So it's just always stuck with me. Technically, I think it's a middle grade, so I'm really intrigued to see when I do get around to rereading it, if I love it just as much as I did when I was 14. But I've been looking for it for quite a while on Trade Me, and they were just always kind of expensive. So $3 was a steal. My last book, we're here guys. It is To Kill a Kingdom. Now I ummed and ahed about picking this up because from my understanding, like, not my understanding, my first understanding was that it was like a retelling. And let me know if that's still the case. But when I read the blurb, it didn't sound like a retelling. We have Princess Lyra, who is a siren. There's Princess Elian, so there's probably like a enemies to lovers kind of trope going on in there. But the line, I have a hat for every year I've been alive. There are 17 hidden in the sand of my bedroom. Really intrigues me. It sounds kind of dark and eerie and wonderfully horrifying. So that was the last book I picked up. There are a lot of books here, team. There's a pile of books there too. I'm just looking at my want to read shelf and I don't have any space left. So that's a me problem.
FYI, I am also working on a bookshelf rearrange video. I'm just waiting for another secret package to arrive.
Oh, popping in real quick guys, because I went to the book sale with my mum and I found 3 more books. So the first one is Hush Hush, which is a young adult book that has honestly been recommended to me so many times by my school students and my book club students and just everyone online when they're talking about young adult books that shaped their lives, and I never read it, so I have FOMO. So when I found it, I picked it up. I might do a themed reading vlog with this and Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants and any other like young adult books that are like apparently iconic that I've never read. And then I found Lucy Foley's The Guest List, which has been on my list for so long. And then to go alongside that, The Hunting Party sticker. I found The Hunting Party by her as well, in such good nick as well. So I found 2 Lucy Foley books and Hush Hush. And I'm not going to lie to you, there might be another edition of me because I think, what is it now, Saturday? The sale runs through till Monday, and I might go on Monday on the last day and see if they've put out any new ones, just because I can. But yeah, that's a little quick update.
I don't think it's the first one though. Nah, I need book 1.
Alright guys, so like I said, I was probably going to go back on Monday. It is now Monday, and when I say that they had a thing where you could fill a box for $15 and I bought 51 books for 30 cents each, I did that. So this whole week is now going from 2 videos to 3 videos, so keep an eye out. However, I've got a separate purpose in mind for the books from that box. So instead, what I'm going to do, wriggle. What I'm going to do is show you the 3 books I specifically picked up that I wanted to read. You'll understand when the 3rd video comes up. Which are these. I did not need any more books, but then I'll show you this pile. Spoiler. But then I'll show you this quick little pile I got from the warehouse because it's Queen's birthday weekend and they had a really good sale on. But the last 3 books I picked up, we have here. The first one is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is a series I've been wanting to get to and I found it for $1. So I'm just really excited for this. It's apparently really good. And when I saw it, I picked it up. That's literally my reasoning. Titus, bless him, then found an edition of Dracula, and he knows I don't have one and I had been looking for one, but specifically with a cover that wasn't like classic Penguin Dracula style. I don't have anything against them. I just wanted something different. And he sold this and I was like, yeah, I've never seen a Dracula with this cover. So yeah, the spine's a bit faded, but I really don't mind. Picked up Dracula. And then I found Evernight. Now I want to pair Evernight with Hush Hush, which I think I've already showed you in this video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this edition of Whole Week you've seen Hush Hush in. And then in the video on Friday, you'll see another book. I want to clump them all together and do a like YA books that I've heard were really famous but I never read as a teenager because I didn't enjoy reading for like a year there in my youth and skipped all of these really famous books. I need to work on the title, but yes, that's that. Alrighty, so those are it from the Red Cross section. Let's delve into the ones I got from the warehouse. First and foremost, you guys already saw a sneak peek of this. This is the Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men, which is the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. I have read this book and I really loved it, and I have been keeping an eye out for them on Trade Me, but they are always different editions, and I'm just trying to be more aware of aesthetics. Not that I care that much, but for this, I really loved this entire edition. So all three were on sale for $24, which I didn't think was bad, and Titus actually bought them for me, which is beautiful of him. We then have The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This was definitely a cover buy. I just thought it was fascinating. And honestly, there's not much that tells me what it's about, aside from the fact that it's like a sci-fi one, I believe, and this really cool map. So that's that one. We then have The Stars Now Unclaimed, which I picked up because when I read the blurb, it sounded like it could be something I could recommend to people if they liked Illuminae or The Martian, those sort of in-space sci-fi novels. So I wanted to give this a whirl and see if it was one of those unfound gems. And then lastly, I have Stiletto. This is by Daniel O'Malley. $1.97. This book and the other two books were $2 each. And this one is about like a war between reluctant supernatural allies. It just sounded like it could be fun. So that's all the books for installment 2 of Whole Week. I have hoped you've enjoyed this, and again, I just want to say I hope it doesn't come across as bragging or showing off. This is my entire life. I love it. So this is where I put some money as well. With that being said and done, guys, enjoy all the places you go in your own reading adventures, and keep your eyes peeled for a cheeky third video, because I have no self-control. Alright, bye bye guys.